founders of businesses may not really think of themselves as employers. They think of themselves as having colleagues around them, but they really do have to hire people and hire independent contractors. Could you give us some of your knowledge about what's the strategic and the right way to think about hiring employees for a business?
Sure, of course. So, yes, and I will emphasize you're always better off hiring employees versus independent contractors. And I know you're going to ask me more about that later. But regarding employees, when you're interviewing employees, you want to make sure that your questions are job related, that you're not asking about religion or politics, that you're not asking about any type of what we call a protected characteristic, age, race, religion, disability even. You want to Disability is a little special. Like you want to make sure that the potential employee can do the job. So you ask them, are there any restrictions on you doing this job? Is there any reason why you can't do this job? You don't want to ask them what year they graduated high school because that will clue you into how old they are, right? You don't want to ask them if they have children or plan to have children, male or female. Because you don't want to necessarily know these things because then it could be used against you if you don't hire them. That, oh, you didn't hire me because I'm a member of that particular protected class. The other tip that I will give you is do a background check, but make sure you follow the rules for background checks. There are very specific rules, and it varies somewhat from state to state. New York has specific rules. New Jersey does. You cannot ask for criminal background information or do a criminal background check until in New Jersey, after your first interview. But I think it's important because you want to be able to prevent violence in your workplace, and you want to know if, in the last 10 years, and that's usually the parameter, that this person has been involved in some type of a criminal violent act, or if they're dealing with your company's monies. Well, you want to do a credit background check as well. You want to know if they committed fraud or embezzlement or anything. Very important. And then the third thing is you want to protect your intellectual property, your confidential information. So if you do hire them, have them sign a confidentiality agreement and perhaps even a non-solicitation agreement. You don't want them to steal your employees or your customers during or after they leave, and also possibly a non-competition agreement. I do want to emphasize that the Federal Trade Commission just finalized its rule and just published it in the Federal Register, banning all non-competes throughout the United States. Now, this rule doesn't go into effect until September. There's a 120-day waiting period. And it's being challenged in court. So we don't know yet. And there are several exceptions to the rule, but you still may be able to enforce non-competes, at least for the next 4 months. So it's something to consider as well, but only if it makes sense, like in terms of a salesperson or somebody who has knowledge of your company, that it's in their head. It's not like they're stealing any confidential information, but they know this stuff and they're going to take it and use it to compete against you.